Hi, my name is Leah Bailey. I am going to be giving you a tour of my childcare center. It is called Smiling Friends Childcare. I chose this name just because I feel like it is positive and hopefully it'll make parents want to sign their kids up to go to this daycare. So, I'm going to give you a bit of a tour here of my childcare. I chose my preschool room to fully furnished, as well as the 3 playgrounds, the toddler, infant, and preschool. In layout 2, it was very basic. I just had the walls up, the fences, and the shelving and stuff like that. Now in layout 3, I've added all my materials, so I'll give you a little bit of a brief description on why I chose the materials I did. So I'm going to give a before and after, and then I'll kind of explain from there. So let's start off. Here is my preschool playground. Now, as you can see, I have my fences up and the gate as required by the CCEYA standards. And then right here, the blue was the pavement. So I added a track around the sand right here just for children to practice their gross motor skills, driving little bicycles or whatever the case may be outside. And then I have the grass here. And here's the toddler playground, the same thing. I have the sand here, and then the pavement and some grass, the fence and gate as required by the CCEYA standards. What else do we have here? Here is my preschool room. As you can see, I have my cubbies, which are right there, some windows, the tables. This is going to be bathroom and stuff like that. Right here is the alone area. As you can see, I have like little curtains there. I started adding a bit of materials. I have some blocks there. And all right, so I'm going to start showing you what I have finished here. So here is my infant playground. So I have, as required by the CCEYA standards, I have my fence and my little gate here. Right here I will have my storage. I have a spot for shade and my 2 little chairs. I thought that was more appropriate for infants to sit on rather than a picnic table. So right here I have a live plant. I have this for outside, which is just for the kids to practice their mobility, like their gross motor skills and stuff like that the infants can climb on. I have little materials here for the kids to play, like instruments, like sounds. They can tap with like a stick or something like that to have the different sounds. They can also touch it just for feeling and stuff like that, as they use their senses quite a bit. And then I have these little things down here, which are mirrors for the children to recognize themselves. This is my ball for them to play with. I have some tractors, some sand toys here, a shovel, a bucket. I have a little tire, which is as well just for them to practice climbing on and for feel and stuff like that. And then as well, I have some blocks here for them to play with outside. So that is my infant playground. Here's my preschool playground. So as required by the CCEY standards, you need the storage unit, which I have right here. We'll store the wagons and all that kind of stuff in there to go for walks, extra play toys. I have my fence, my gate. I have some mirrors on the wall here for the children. I have a ball. I have a little toy for them to practice their gross motor skills on. They can ride around on the pavement. Right here I have a spot for shade, as well as my picnic table for them. I have some blocks here for them to play with outside. Some sand toys, trucks. I have a sensory table right here. I have some animals, and I have some tires that have fallen down. And that's also for them to practice climbing on and whatnot. I have a real live plant, and I have my play structure. So obviously I planned it so that so teachers can visibly see the children at all times. So I have my stairs here, I have my walls, 2 windows, I have a tunnel for the children, and then I have another ladder there, and I have a slide. So that's my preschool playground. I have included all domains for the children to practice their skills and abilities. And moving on to the toddler one. So again, I have my fence and my gate as required by the CCEYA standards. And then I have my storage unit here for extra play toys, strollers, wagons, whatever. As well as the infant playground, I have added feel toys just for the children. I have a little toy for the children to practice their physical skills. Here's a bridge here for the children to use. I have another like climbing material here for the children to practice their skills. Some mirrors. I have a live plant here as well. Here's my canopy just for shade protection, and a picnic table. And then I have some sand toys for the children as well as blocks. So that is my toddler playground. And moving on to my preschool room. All right, so as seen before, I didn't have any materials in place. I now have all materials in place to support all domains for the children to practice their skills and abilities. I've chosen all age-appropriate materials for preschoolers. So we're gonna walk in here. Here's the main entrance. I have a little carpet going on. Right when you walk in, you can see that I have little mirrors. And then around the corner, I have cubbies. So the children will take off their shoes right there. And then I have the pretend play dramatic area. So I have the ABCs on the wall, and then I have a little kitchen and a cash register. And then I have some just additional like toys for the children. Like there's a banana, a cupcake, there's pots and pans in the bottom there. And then I have a little table for them to like physically practice like serving one another and whatnot. On the back of here I have manipulatives. On top I have a fish tank. I chose to do a fish tank just because in a lot of the daycares that I have been in, the children really love looking at the fish and feeding them in the morning, so I thought that that was appropriate. And then moving on, here is my bathroom. I have the 2 toilets, a sink, storage up here for additional clothing, diapers, whatever. And then here down there is my diaper changing table right there. Here I have blinds. This is also my art area where we will also be eating. So down there I have art materials. I have an art board for the children to paint. I have a storage unit there. Sensory table right in the middle. This little thing here is just for extra storage for like paintings that the children do so they can dry properly. On the wall here, I say, look what we have been up to. So we'll hang up like just different things that I have documented for the children. It could be either their own work or it can be pictures that I've taken, and I will put there for parents to see. Here's my block area. I have additional blocks down there. Again, I have covered it with a carpet. Lots of materials for the children to choose from. And then also right here is my quiet play area. So I have my couch. This is an alone area if the children need time. My little bean bags. And there's some books right there. And as well, I have included, just to make it a more natural environment, I included like actual plants from outside, and I have included like some fish hanging from the ceiling and some animals right there and there. And yeah, so that's pretty much sums up my preschool room. I've also, added birthdays right there. And just for parents to see and for us to celebrate when the children have their birthdays. So when choosing my materials, I made sure that it would support all domains and skills and abilities of the children. And then as well for my color scheme, I kept it pretty neutral for the most part, and then I just added, like, it'll be mostly filled up with children's work, just because I believe that parents want to see that and know that their children are learning their skills and abilities. And yeah, so that's my preschool room.